about to set up a live stream, as one does. So that's on. So yep. So we're now live streaming. And we have an extra concourse. Mabel's in the background,
Oh, lovely.
a mother-in-law, so Kara's helping you out. So she loves the services. She's very clap
Yeah,
happy at times.
that's so good. I know she often enjoys the music.
Yeah, so no pressure on Anna.
No pressure, but make it a good one.
Yeah.
All right. Shall we pull chairs just so that we can sat a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Chair for the computer. Doing my little shoot. Yeah, just because we're amazing. And then the people who are sort of in more business.
There are quite a few. Yeah, there's actually people living out.
Hi Danielle. Hi Brigitte. Good to see you both.
That's very much. They're falling.
See you. Shabbat Shalom.
Hey,
Shabbat Shalom. I'm going to grab
Shabbat
candles.
Shalom, Nita.
Very
Let me
good
do
point.
that.
Shabbat Shalom, Kevin.
Shabbat shalom, Brigitte.
So we found that when there's something connected to it, lots of people can't, but when it's just a service. It's all right. It's trial and error. We're experimenting. We've got a couple of people in the building. We've got Josie. You go Josie, right?
Hi,
Josie.
Josie.
And Joel's just gone to grab us the candles.
Lovely.
You're going to sit with us here in the circle. We're using the Siddur today rather than a PowerPoint. I was saying just before that because the PowerPoints are mixes and matches of different things and extra readings, when we're in the building it would mean we'd have to print different ones every time. So I'm just using the Siddur.
That's okay. That's fine.
I might blank myself, but I'll still be here.
No problem at all. It won't be something I've said, I hope.
Sorry? No.
Don't worry, I was just joking. I said it won't be something I've said. Hi, Amy.
No.
We've got Amy. Welcome,
Hi,
Amy.
Shabbat Shalom.
Hey,
hi,
Hello, Amy.
everyone.
good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
I've been on holiday, Kevin.
Oh, really? You didn't ask for my permission. But anyway, I don't mind. So where have you been?
We went to Bulgaria for a week.
Wow.
So yeah, nice week away in the sun.
So you got even a lot of colour.
Which you know what? I actually laid under an umbrella most of the time. Brandon's more of a sun worshipper than I am. You should get the candle.
Oh,
I was in Gdansk for a conference last week, which was very interesting.
Gdansk. Where is Gdansk?
It was Danzig. It's the northeast coast of Poland, the Tri-City area, not far from Russia and Belarus. It's just sort of across the
gosh.
water. So when you see a map, it's disconcertingly close. But it was very nice.
Must have been a really interesting place to be. I'm noticing that the clocks in the room are very cleverly set fast.
Oh, good.
Because this is saying it's just gone half past, and that's much closer to 25 to. That's very clever.
That's why Lucas always finishes at 3.
That's why. All right. We are going to begin our service. We're in the Siddur, and we're starting on page 88. And as always, I'm going to probably be picking on people to join in with various bits, but we will see how it goes. Joel, I wonder if you would do us the honour of lighting the candles. Here we go. You see them on there, yeah.
Adonai Elohim melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner Shabbat.
Amen. The people who walked in darkness have seen a great light. In the past week, some of us have known sorrow or disappointment, and for some, the future looks far from bright. Let this Sabbath be an oasis of quietness. To the lonely, may it bring companionship. To the sorrowing, comfort. To the dispirited, courage. To all of us, peace of mind and hope for the future. Please be seated. There are days when we seek material things and measure failure by what we do not own. Let's read responsively.
Yep.
On the Sabbath, we wish not to acquire, but to share.
Yep, got it.
There are days when we exploit nature with reckless greed.
On the Sabbath, we stand in wonder before the mystery of creation.
There are days when we think only of ourselves.
On the Sabbath, we open our hearts to the needs and rights of others.
Lovely. I'm going to try this tune.
Yep.
I've tried it through a few times, but I'm going to see. It works for the first 2 lines, but I'm going to try it for the whole thing. So let's see. And it's very repetitive. So once you pick it up, feel free to try and get the words in as well, and we'll get there together. And people on Zoom, remember, we can't hear you, so you can sing as loud as you want and get it right or wrong, and no one's going to know. Mizmor shir leyom haShabbat, tov lahodot l'Adonai. Mizmor shir leyom haShabbat, tov lahodot l'Adonai. Ulezamer l'shimcha elyon, ulezamer l'shimcha elyon. Lechagid baboker chastecha, ואמונתך בלילות. אל עלי עשו ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בחינוך. כי שמחתני אדוני בפועלך, במעשה ידיך ארנן. מה גדלו מעשיך אדוני, מאוד עמקו מחשבותיך. צדיק אתה מה יפרח, כארץ בלבנון יזכה. שתולים בבית אדוני, בחצרות אלוהינו יפריחו. עוד ינובון בשיבה, דשנים ורעננים יהיו. להגיד כי ישע אדוני, כי להגיד כי ישע אדוני. צורי ולא עוולת בו, צורי ולא עוולת בו. We pretty much did it. We got there. I wonder, Linda and Danielle, if you would please take Psalm 93 and read it responsively together. Linda, maybe if you do the solid text, and Danielle, if you do the italics.
The Eternal One reigns in grandeur robed.
Robed and girded with strength.
The world stands firm.
Don't worry about children in the background, that's nice. It's really sweet.
Sorry. Your throne is established from of old.
For you are everlasting.
The oceans roar, eternal God. The thundering oceans roar.
The thundering oceans rage.
Yet greater than the roaring waves, mightier than the breaking seas.
You stand supreme on high.
Sure are the proofs of your power, O God.
And holiness adorns your house forever.
Thank you. It's lovely, Linda. It's like when we have kids running around the shul as well. It's great.
It's very noisy.
I'm going to go back to part of Psalm 93, so at the top of 91. Mikolot maim rabim, adirim mishvereyam. Mikolot maim rabim, adirim mishvereyam. Adir b'marom Adonai, Adir b'marom Adonai, Adir b'marom Mikolot Maim Rabim Adirim Mishpereya Mikolot Maim Rabim Adirim Mishpereya Adir B'marom Adonai Adir B'marom Adonai Adir B'marom Adonai Adir B'marom Adonai. We'll welcome in the Shabbat bride together. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. 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 Shamo v'zichro b'dibur echad, Hishmianu el hamiuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shemo tiferet v'l'tila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki hi makor habracha, merosh mikedem nesucha, sof ma'aseh b'machshavcha tila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, kiva orech kumi uri shidaberi, kavod Adonai alaych nigla. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. I'll invite us to stand. Boi v'shalom b'ateret ba'ala, gam b'simcha u'v'tzochola, toch emunei am segula. Boi chala. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. We'll remain standing as we call each other to prayer. Baruch et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach leolam va'ed. Please be seated. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher b'dvaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chochma potech she'arim, u'b'tbuna meshane itim, u'mechalif et hazmanim, u'mesadeh et hakochavim, b'mishmorei teichem, b'rakia kertzono, b'rei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei hoshech, v'hoshech mipnei or, u'mavi yom u'mevi layla, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו. ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב הרבים. אהבת עולם בית ישראל, עמך אהבת, תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו לימדת. על כן אדוני אלוהינו בשוכבנו ובקומנו נסיח בחוקיך, ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם היינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגע יומם ולילה, ואהבתך אל תסור ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. ברוך שם כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, ושתם לאות על ידך, והיו לתותפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. We'll continue with a few moments of our own thoughts and prayers. תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אמת ואמונה כל זאת וקיים עלינו, כי הוא אדוני אלוהינו ואין זולתו, ואנחנו ישראל עמו. הפודנו מיד מלאכים, הגואלנו מכף כל הארצים, ויוצא את עמו ישראל ממצרים לחירות עולם. וראו בניו גבורתו, שיבחו והודו לשמו ומלכותו, וברצון קיבלו עליהם. לך אנו שירה בשמחה רבה, ואמרו כולם. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדע בקודש, נורא תהילות עושה פלא, נורא תהילות עושה פלא. אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל Yisrael. And we'll sing the first line of the Hashkivenu over a couple of times, and then Josie, I wonder if you'd read the translation first. Thank you. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim. Take it away. Grant, eternal God, that we may lie down in peace, and let us rise up to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your wise counsel, and for your name's sake be our help. Shield us from sickness and war, from famine and distress, and keep us from wrongdoing. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings, for you are our guardian and deliverer, a gracious, merciful God. Guard our going out and our coming in, that now and always we may have life and peace. We praise you, O God. May your sheltering peace descend on us and all who dwell on earth. Baruch atah Adonai, hapores sukat shalom aleinu ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. And we're on page 97. I invite us to stand. Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 svatai tifta. Na 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 ufi agit. Ufi agit tehilateha. Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 svatai tifta. Na 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 ufi agit. Ufi agit tehilateha. Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 svatai tifta. Na 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 ufi agit. Ufi agit tehilateha. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu ve'imoteinu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagdol Hagibor v'Hanurah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim v'Konei Hakol, V'Zochei Hasei Avot v'Imaot, Maybe Goliath b'nei b'neihem, למען שמו ביהבה, מלך עוזר מושיע מגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם וצרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי מתים אתה רב להושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מזריח השמש ומוריד הטל. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי מתים ברחמים רבים. סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומדומך, מלך מבית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות מתים. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי המתים. קדוש אתה ונורא שמך, ואין לנו אלוה מבלעדיך. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. Please be seated. Amy, I wonder if you'd be happy to read the English for us at the bottom of page 98 and over to 99.
Of course I can. We thank you, O God, for this Sabbath day, which calls us to a closer communion with you. Though you are near to us all at all times, you reveal your presence most clearly when we direct our thoughts towards you in worship and meditation. In you, O God, our humanity is exalted. You are our life. From you comes its greatness, its power, its beauty. Establish in us, we humbly pray, a devotion to you that shall be firm in all the circumstances of life. May this service renew in our hearts the sense of your presence and bring us peace.
Amen. Thank you. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית עולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית עולם. Our God and God of our ancestors, may our rest on this day be pleasing in your sight. Sanctify us by your commandments and make us loyal to your teaching. Satisfy us with your goodness, gladden us with your salvation, and purify our hearts to serve you in truth. In your gracious love, Eternal One, let the holiness of your Sabbath enter our hearts, and may all Israel who hallow your name be exalted by its peace. Baruch atah Adonai, Makadesh HaShabbat. Ratzei Adonai Eloheinu b'yamcha Yisrael, ותפילתם ביהבה תקבל, ותהי לרצון תמיד עבודת ישראל עמך. ברוך אתה אדוני, שאותך לבדך ביראה נעבוד. מודים אנחנו לך, שאתה הוא אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו לעולם ועד. צור חיינו, מגן ישנו, אתה הוא לדור ודור. נודה לך, נספר תהילתך, על חיינו המסורים בידיך, ועל נשמותינו הפקודות לך, ועל ניסיך שבכל יום עמנו, ועל נפלותיך וטובותיך שבכל עת ערב ובוקר וצהריים. ברוך אתה אדוני, הטוב שמך ולך נאה להודות. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. כי אתה הוא מלך אדון לכל השלום. כי אתה הוא מלך אדון לכל השלום. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל ואת כל עמי בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. It's lovely to see that Poppy and Milo have joined us as well. And we'll continue with a few moments of silent prayer. say shalom b'mroma. Say shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol b'nei Adam. Piece of paper. So it's almost like when Rishi Sunak announced the election, he knew that we were entering into the Book of Numbers, because the Book of Numbers is all about a kind of a battle for power. Maybe not a battle because Moses is the leader, but it's all about kind of solidifying Moses's power and the continuity of leadership. But there are bumps in the road along the way, and this week's parasha is no different. We've got Parashat Korach, another famous story in our Torah. So Korach gathers 250 people, and the context of Korach is he's a pretty elite gentleman. He happens to be one of Moses' distant cousins, and he's already a leader in some way. He's a Levite, he's one of the priests. And he challenges Moses' leadership. He goes up to Moses and he says, "Who do you think you are? How dare you be the one who takes us, who continues to lead us through the desert? Why do you put yourself," I've got the exact quote here if I just find it, "but why do you put yourself above everybody else? You have gone too far, for all the community are holy, all of them, and God is in their midst. Then why do you raise yourself above God's congregation?" And we've got to remember that last week's parasha left the Israelites wandering the desert for 40 years. So they're pretty miserable. They think that the land that they're heading to, that most of them won't even get to, is a dangerous place to be. So what are they even walking to? And as I've said, most of them won't even get there. So they're just walking for nothing, to be in the desert. And Korach kind of takes advantage of this vulnerability and gathers the people and says, "I tell you what, I'll be your leader." Now, as a person who's always been told to question unauthorized authority, one might think that maybe Korach had a point. Who was Moses to just be appointed leader and continue leading no matter what? However, as we probably know, Korach did not succeed in his battle to overthrow Moses. Does anyone know what happened instead? Do you want to share the end of the story? Anyone on Zoom?
The ground opened up and swallowed them.
Exactly. Moses falls on his face in a kind of prayer, like I imagine, and the commentators imagine, that Moses falls on his face and says to God, "What should I do?" And God says, "Both of you take an offering, bring an offering to me, and you'll see who is the true leader." And indeed, as you've said, Linda, the ground opens up and swallows Korach and all 250 of Korach's followers. And then there's this whole ritual about passing the staff to different leaders again, about establishing, solidifying and giving creed to power. And the one who's in charge, the staff will flower. And so with Moses and Aaron, their staff flowers. And so Korach wasn't just a guy who thought that he could do it better. It was more than that. He was doing it in his own interests, and he was being antagonistic. How do we know this? From a pretty fanciful midrash that's in the Yerushalmi Talmud. So I'm paraphrasing the midrash. Korach goes to Moses and he's challenging the laws of Torah, and he starts and he says, "I've got this beautiful garment, it's gorgeous, it's stunning, it's got all the colours that are hard to get, so surely this garment, I don't have to put the tzitzit on it, I don't have to put the tassels on it." And of course Moses says, it's written in the Torah, we read it just a few weeks ago, that you have to put your tassels on your garment. And so Korach says, okay, how about a library full of holy books? Surely that library, we don't have to put a mezuzah on the door. And of course, Moses says, yes, it's written. We read it just now. I said it to you all. We have to put a mezuzah on every door where we inhabit. So this Midrash is trying to show us that it wasn't just that Korach was trying to do better for the people. It was that he was antagonizing and just trying to start a fight, as it were. So I've written the rest of this, but we're going to do a kind of pick your own adventure, and I'm going to put you all to work. Because what I want you to do is, of course, today we have woken up on an historic day, really, because we've had a landslide switch in leadership. Last 2019, the Conservative Party got such a high majority that Labour MPs themselves said they thought it would take at least 2 terms for them to ever be able to see power again. And then today we woke up and we saw the highest kind of switch since just after the Second World War. And so while I was reading the Korach story with all of that going on, I had a lot of thoughts about it. And now I've just put you on the spot. I've just told you the story of Korach, but I'd love to know what your connection would be to the map that we've seen of what's happened in the general election, and this kind of fight for leadership between Korach and Moses and the way that they all behave. So I'll give you a moment, and if anyone wants to jump in. There's no wrong answer, we're drashing here.
I'm just glad. I think we're a bit more generous. The earth didn't swallow up Rishi, did it? So he's got a chance. He's got a second chance.
He might have felt that way. So for you, Kevin, maybe that means that Korach, Rishi is Korach.
Yeah, so I know it's a bit. I just felt it was a bit harsh on Korach.
I would say Korach is more like the whole cabinet, really. I think they're the main instigators, so maybe the 250 followers didn't necessarily need to be swallowed up. I'm not sure.
Interesting. That's really interesting. What is it? Because we've got these vulnerable people that Korach kind of galvanized, and so what is their culpability in that?
Yeah, so if you compare, say, Korach to the cabinet,
which is your comparison.
It's just me, then the followers as the MPs, as we know, the MPs are solid people in general, and they get a bad press because of the cabinet, if you like, Korach, the bad press to the followers. So that's the sort of way I see it.
Interesting, nice, thank you. Any other thoughts?
I'm not really linking it to the Torah portion, but I think we do have to bear in mind that actually Labour only got 34% of the popular vote. So, you know, they've done better in the past. I mean, obviously it's because the Conservatives were largely split by that person I'm not overly fond of, Nigel Farage, as I gather his name was originally before he started to call himself Farage. But on the other hand, I've actually joined the Lib Dems because I was so disillusioned with Conservatives and Brexit and all that. And the Lib Dems did quite nicely with only a relatively small proportion of the vote. So 71 seats from 12%.
And actually, that's kind of how I've continued, Danielle, with the kind of pointing out that whilst we've had this landslide switch, actually, if you look at the voting figures, it's not such a landslide. It's just a small percentage up from 2019 for Labour. And actually, people's votes have been split in some ways more than ever. We've had more Green MPs, more Reform MPs, many more independent MPs. And actually, what I think that this election has shown us is that everybody has the capability of being Korach. And if we're thinking of this midrash that tells us about Korach antagonizing, this whole election campaign was, many of the topics of debate were part of the culture wars, using people's vulnerable people's lives in order to try and win votes and play the country. And many people weren't standing for that, and so voted for parties outside of the two main parties. And I think that now the elections concluded, and now we've done our ticks in the boxes is where the real work starts. Not for, I know that was Keir Starmer's message this morning, but also for us in holding this new government accountable in order to make that shift and making sure that they don't just become the new Korachs or continue to be the Korachs as they may have been in the debate. So it's not exactly what's written here, but I think that's a lesson from this story of leadership, that actually it's all about the people and what the leadership does with that. All right, we shall begin to conclude our service on page 520. I almost gave you the Reform Siddur reference. 520. Here we go. Let's stand. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, אשר שמחתנו לאחד את שמו, וגורלנו להמליך מלכותו, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומושב יקרו השמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובה מרומים. אלוהינו אהוד, עמד מלכנו בסולתו, רק הכתוב בצורתו, וידעת היום בחשבות אלוהיך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, והארץ מתחתינו. And I'm going to bring this alternative reading from Siddur Zahav, called May We Gain Wisdom. May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river, with understanding our soul profound enough to cover the earth, loved, each of us, for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech, and may we never lift up our hand, but to conquer fear and doubt and grave despair. Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity. Cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, freedom, and peace. At the bottom of page 521. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. The growing good of the world is partly dependent on unhistoric acts, and that things are not so ill with you and me as they might have been is half owing to the number who lived faithfully a hidden life and rest in unvisited tombs. Even when they are gone, the departed are with us. They inspire us to live as in their higher moments they themselves sought to live. We remember them now, they live in our hearts, they are a continual blessing. As a community this week, we are remembering Flora Fash, mother of Barbara Liff, William Leach, father of Nicholas Leach, Lauren Miriam Morby, daughter of Lynn Morby and Gary Morby, Reginald Solomon, father of Alan Solomon, Diane Wilton, wife of Gerald Wilton, Bertie Citron, father of Marion Ingram, Charles Butters, father of Peter Butters, Eleanor Rosenberg, sister of Shirley Alpert, Isabel Bloom, mother of Maureen Sclair, Joseph Samuels, father of Shirley Friedman, Len Toads, brother of Shirley Alpert, Lily Goldsmith, mother of Robin Goldsmith, Paula Ludwin, mother of Leonard Ludwin, Rabbi Uri Smith, brother of Gordon Smith. Sam Sewell, father of Hilary Stanton. Sam Smith, father of Gordon Smith. Stephen Dickman, brother of Linda Edward. And I'll look first to those in the room and then to those on Zoom. If anyone's thinking of someone at this time, please do say their name. Corinne Gray. Corinne Gray.
Can I mention my cousin who died earlier this week?
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Linda. And your cousin. What was your cousin's name?
Stephen.
Stephen. We say the words of Kaddish together with all those who mourn. Yit gadal v'yit gadash shemei rabbah, v'alma divrachu tei v'yamlich machutei, v'chayachon v'yomechon v'chayei l'chol beit Yisrael, v'agalav izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shemei rabbah mevarach le'olam ulmei amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ah v'yitnaman v'yitnaseh, v'yitada v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei tikudusha b'richu, le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, Tushbechata v'nechemata, Yamiram b'yamma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabban shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imrumav, v'ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol b'nei adam v'imru amen. Amen. Please be seated. Announcements-wise, Kevin?
Here tomorrow.
Yes, here tomorrow. There's
Okay,
Kabbalah Torah in
It's going to be brilliant
Reform.
tomorrow. Loads of noisy kids
Yeah, hope so.
and noisy adults.
yeah. But so I can't be with you in person, but for my virtual position, it's been a wonderful service. What you probably haven't seen, it was at the beginning, a mum and her carers were there, and they really got spiritually enlightened by the service. They were clap happy at the right time, and also Mabel that enjoyed it. So it's been
That's
wonderful
lovely,
from this perspective. And just one more thing, tomorrow we've got Martina, whose surname I just don't know how to pronounce, but now recently ordained.
Tomorrow night.
Yes, football.
5 o'clock.
They're showing the England game here at 5 o'clock. I believe there's pizza.
Yeah, and England, who knows if you come from any other country. It's kind of, I know I've actually sacrificed watching Spain Germany.
Oh dear. What's
See
that?
this. I think it's gone into
What's the
extra
score?
time, I heard, but I know that's an extra dynamic that's going on. But we look forward to Martina's service tomorrow, and thank you, Anna, for bringing and Joel as well for using the actual space. And I think everyone on Zoom also have got a lot out of it. So what are we going to finish off with?
We're going to finish off with the Donna Lamb and another. Oh, actually, we're not. I don't know why I just said that because I was looking at it.
It's
we're going to
routine.
go back to
Your note
the beginning, and we're going to re-sing Mikalot Mayim. But I've just got to grab the page. It is. I know. Where has it gone? Okay, we're going to be nearly there. Oh, because it's taken me to the morning service. But while I'm finding the page, don't forget that next week is a great opportunity to come into the building for Friday night, because we are going to have Shabbat Beitenu, so there'll be a dinner afterwards as well. And in that time, I found that we were going to be on page 91 at the top. So you've got to imagine we're by the sea as we sing this and put ourselves there. It makes it feel a bit more powerful. Mikolot Mayim Rabim Adirim Mishbereya, Mikolot Mayim Rabim Adirim Mishbereya, Adir B'marom Adonai, Adir B'marom Adonai, Adir B'marom Adonai, Adir B'marom Adonai, Mikolot Mayim Rabim, אדירים משבריה, מקולות מים רבים, אדירים משבריה, אדיר במרום אדוני, אדיר במרום אדוני, אדיר במרום אדוני, אדיר במרום אדוני. If people want to grab their kiddishy things, I wonder if we just grab some glasses as well, and then we'll maybe all do kiddish together. Or I can bring you lot out there because you're portable at the moment, and then we can do kiddish together. Here we go. It's like you're here, right? Danielle, how are you feeling about the wedding upcoming? Not long now.
Not long, 2 weeks, and looking forward to it.
I'll have wine, please. Would you like wine? Grape juice, please. Thank you. Yeah, just 2 weeks. Are you feeling ready? Are they feeling ready?
Well, I don't seem to have done very much towards it at all. I mean, Hannah seems to have organised everything, getting stressed over minutiae, but nonetheless organising everything.
Yeah. That minutiae, I often think with couples planning weddings, the minutiae feels so huge because the day's huge, but that's hard to conceptualize. So you just focus on the little things instead.
She's getting completely neurotic about the weather forecast.
Oh yeah, of course. Sadly, we can't control that. You can get some fantastic umbrella photos if it rains. So, but yeah, it should be lovely. So we don't have a challah here. Danielle, did I see that you have a challah? And Poppy's probably waiting for a piece as well. So we'll, you can be our motzi, and we've got the wine coming.
And everybody on Zoom unmute as well, because I like the unsynchronized chaos.
No, that's all right. And that's the whiskey. No.
Thank you. Sounds like suspiciously like whiskey.
It does. It doesn't taste like whiskey.
I always find I stumble if I don't have my comfort blanket. Look that there. Oh, look at that. Thank you very much. All right. ויחולו השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם ויחל אלוהים ביום השביעי or I even stumble with it מלאכתו אשר עשה וישפוט ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי וקדש אותו כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר אספרה אלוהים לעשות ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם Borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratza banu v'shabbat kodsho b'yahava uvratzon kinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishi ki hu yom tehila libra'e kodesh Letziat Mitzrayim, Kivanu Bavata, Vyotanu Kidashta, Mikol Ha'amin, V'Shabbat Kodshecha, V'Yahava Uvratzon V'Natanu, Baruch Atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Amen.
L'chaim.
L'chaim.
Danielle, thank you so much. If
That's
you
because
hold
you
up.
used the cow.
Yeah, that's it.
It tastes like that.
Go ahead, Danielle.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Good to see you.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Thank you for hosting, Linda and Kevin. Oh, hi, Mabel. Shabbat shalom, Mabel. Lovely to see you. Oh, and all those grandkids. I love it. Kids, dogs, mother-in-laws. It's fantastic. We've got everybody here.
Poppy,
Shalom, everybody.
so impatient. I've been feeding her little bits of matzah before we went on to the challah because she's sort of driving me mad.
Does Milo get challah as well?
He's not had it there.
No.
Wow. Once he gets a taste for it, that's it. There's no going back.
Yeah. Thanks,
Shabbat
Anna.
shalom, everybody. Take
Shabbat
care.
shalom.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Shabbat shalom. For me, Mabel, Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Turn the live streaming off, Kevin.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Service is finished anyway. Okay, so see you tomorrow
See you tomorrow.
on Zoom. It's been a lovely service.
Yeah. Did you stop it? Because it still says custom live streaming set.
Okay, yeah, okay. I haven't done that yet.